Well, hello again. It is me again. I am doing lots of camera time with all of you the last few days, and I'm enjoying it, and it's wonderful. And hi, everyone on Facebook. Hello, Instagram. So, yeah, I've been coming to you live a lot the last couple days, or I guess the last like 6 days. And what I'm going to do tonight is I want to read to you testimonials. So I don't know if you caught me earlier or if you were on the live Q&A that was part of the egg course that disappears tonight. So if you guys haven't gotten to check out the egg course, make sure you do because it literally goes away this evening. By about, by midnight, it'll be disappeared off the website. And you can only access it if you join the Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course. But what I said previously on the live was that I was preparing my slideshow for that live Q&A that happened on Wednesday last week. And the slideshow I had prepared had disappeared, and so I had to go back and redo it. And it led me to find several different testimonial docs that all the way back to 2016. So actually, I think it was the year that I launched the Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course. So the 2016 testimonials are literally just about women working with me, mainly in the clinic. But I have testimonials all the way through from like my COVID mamas, my mamas that are either pregnant right now or gave birth during the pandemic. So we collected a bunch. Um, we try to collect them all the time. We don't even have to solicit for them. Women just write in and they write these beautiful testimonials, which is just amazing. So anyway, I wanted to spend some time and I'm just going to read some testimonials. And and I entitled this live on Facebook, What Women Like You Are Saying About Working with Me. And so what my hope is for the sharing of these testimonials is that you'll, they're short and sweet, but there's a lot of them. Some of them are repeats, so you know, I'll highlight them. But I hope that you see yourself in some of these stories, and then in that essence, it helps build hope. That's really just my plan. So whether you decide to join the Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course or not, I'm here to inspire you to have hope and to begin to believe in your body again and in your fertility. So again, the cart closes tonight for the Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course. We won't open enrollment again for another year. So if you are thinking about it, I urge you. You got about 4 hours left, so take the leap. We did open up a 7 payment plan and a 10 payment plan. So if you need information on those, please just message us either on Instagram. You can private message us on Facebook. You can message us or just email Beth at aimeeraupp.com. She can answer your questions. Check out what is entailed in the Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course if you just go to aimeeraupp.com/yes. But without much further ado, let's get into testimonials because I'm hoping that they move you as much as they move me. And again, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go all the way back to 2016. Yeah, let's do it. So let's see. Fertility doc. This was actually like a Word document. This is maybe. I worked with Aimee after a miscarriage. She was a wonderful listener when I felt like I had no one to talk to. Her acupuncture treatments made me feel balanced again after the emotional and physical upheaval the miscarriage caused. I looked forward to every appointment. Aimee introduced me to herbs, which helped, but maybe more importantly, let me be proactive about my fertility. Within a few months, I became pregnant again and had a healthy, beautiful daughter. My family has subsequently moved to a different state, so I no longer work with Aimee, but I keep in touch and still refer friends, especially those with fertility issues, to Aimee. She's an amazing practitioner and amazing person. This is a nice one. Considering I make a living in the world of Western medicine, I was skeptical to work with Aimee. But after my OB and my fertility specialist recommended, I figured it couldn't hurt to at least get acupuncture. After trying to get pregnant for a little over a year and feeling completely hopeless and helpless, I was lucky enough to find Aimee. Her magic needles, as I call them, were just one of the facets of Aimee's therapy for me. In addition to the acupuncture, she transformed my life and my body by teaching me how to eat healthy, how to think positively, and of course, how to chill the fuck out, which was the name of originally the name of my first book, Chill Out and Get Healthy. 3 months after meeting Aimee, I was pregnant and on cloud nine. I will never forget the appointment when I showed Aimee my first ultrasound picture. I handed her the pictures, and we were like two teenage girls, giddy and giggling over a new love. Make that two new loves. Twins were on the way. Aimee stared at those pictures as if she had never seen an ultrasound picture before, even though I know she had seen hundreds from her patients. It meant so much to me that she cared so much, and she was so genuinely just as happy and just as excited as this pregnancy as I was. When I look at my kids today, I think about all I went through to get them, and I think about Aimee. Words cannot express how grateful I am for everything she has done for me and my family. I love you, Aimee. I love you, Nicole. Those boys are probably like, well, yeah, gosh. I think I'd be like 8 or something. I found Aimee at a time in my life when I was severely angry and depressed over my inability to get pregnant. I had hit bottom. I had lost my first pregnancy 3 months in, and after that had been trying unsuccessfully to conceive for 3 years. I knew that acupuncture was a wonderful treatment for infertility, but I always thought of it as a last resort. I will never forget that first appointment. Lying there on the table after she had gently and soothingly given me my first treatment, she said to me, "Feel free to cry or scream in here. These walls can handle it." Thus began my 1 year of treatment with Aimee. Coming into her office for treatments became my happy place, my oasis from the hustle and bustle and craziness of my life. Not only did she perform acupuncture on me, but she also became my nutritionist, my herbalist, my therapist, and my friend. I quickly began to see my situation differently and began embracing the chance to find peace and rest regardless of my inability to conceive. My mind became quieter. I began to slow down. The more I slowed down, the more creative and centered I became. I began to enjoy my life in a way I never had before. I stopped taking on as much. I began making wiser decisions based on wisdom and peace rather than panic and desperation. At the time, I had been battling frequent colds and bladder infections. Because of Aimee's treatments, recipes, herbal remedies, I have not been sick in over a year, and I have not had a single bladder infection. My husband and I are still practicing clean living and eating live, clean foods, and we are actively trying to conceive. We believe with all our hearts that one day our bodies are going to create life together. Until that time, and so this she went on to have. He's got to be 4 now. She got pregnant soon after this testimonial that she wrote for me, with a healthy baby boy. Um, At the age of 39, after having suffered a miscarriage, Aimee's advice and guidance helped me to not only get pregnant, but inspired me to lead a more natural and clean lifestyle. I'm now the proud mother of a beautiful daughter and am expecting another baby girl. I can't thank Aimee enough for her help. Um, After losing one ovary to a dermoid cyst and after 2 laparoscopic surgeries on my remaining ovary, I was given even worse news by my doctor. My AMH levels were poor for my age, 0.32 compared to a healthy 1 to 1.5. And given the fact that I had only one ovary that had been through so much trauma, he was pressuring us into fertility treatments immediately following my second surgery. He just did not think it would be possible for us to conceive on our own. After surgery, I made the bold decision to reject fertility treatments, as per numerous discussions with Aimee. She was truly a gift from the universe. My doctor, a skeptic, said in June 2011, "Come back and see me in January and we can begin treatments then. Take a few months to try on your own if that's what will make you feel better." It was as if he had no faith at all. He was wrong. After only 3 months of acupuncture combined with nutrition, um, and this is funny too. So the very first time I published the Yes You Can Get Pregnant diet, I'm trying to see if I have a copy of it. It's like a little floppy book. I self-published the Yes You Can Get Pregnant diet, and this woman's pregnant belly is on the picture. Nicole, another Nicole, different one. I'm trying to see, but she was so gracious and generous. She showed up at my ex-boyfriend's house, and one of my friends did a photo shoot. We had her holding a plate of food. It was such a weird picture, but she did it with her very pregnant belly. After only 3 months working with Aimee and her nutrition, we found out that we were pregnant. My daughter will be 2 years old in January, and I thank Aimee for our little miracle every single day. And then she came back and worked with me. Now she has 2 little girls. They're not so little anymore. Let me see. Okay, so those are the 2016. Those are old and kind of just acupuncture based. But now let's get into these are this is a long document, I think. This one's 15 pages, and then, yeah, so we'll get into this one. Um, and we also have the general one. Let's see. I'm going to do this one first. We really can't thank you enough for everything you've done for us. You actually did more in 3 months than all of our doctors put together. I was starting the Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course, but I had started coaching women all over the world. This woman was in Australia. Um, and it was a client of mine that was doing acupuncture with me in the city who also was trying to conceive and does now also have a healthy child. And this was her cousin who was in Australia. So we can't thank you enough for everything you've done for us. You actually did more in 3 months than all of our doctors put together did in 3 years. We are truly grateful. All of our friends know of you, and our whole wonderful circle of love and support knows your name. And we talk about how lucky we are to have found you. This is another one of my girls. She was one of my first like Braverman girls. My first I had a couple habitual miscarriage cases, but hadn't like put all the pieces together yet. And my first like serious habitual miscarriage case, which she's very public about what she went through. Resma Sojani, the girls who code, she actually endorsed Yes You Can Get Pregnant as well. Worked with me for acupuncture and nutrition and lifestyle and all those things. But I started seeing more and more of them after Yes You Can Get Pregnant came out. And Erica was 35 at the time. So an advocate, a cheerleader, a support system, a friend. Aimee is all these things wrapped into one. For the past 2+ years, Aimee has believed in me and my ability to get and stay pregnant. I initially saw Aimee after going through 3 early term miscarriages in an 8-month period. Prior to that, I had tried for 13 months to get pregnant. Between my second and third miscarriage, my husband and I sought the assistance of a leading reproductive medicine center in Manhattan, which was like at Columbia or Cornell. The answers, and she wrote that in quotations, I received were not only insufficient and later to find out wrong, but the approach was callous and transactional. I felt broken, exasperated, and completely detached from my body. And then I saw Aimee. In our first session, Aimee not only suggested a host of lifestyle adjustments, but quickly identified my recurrent miscarriages as being indicative of underlying autoimmune issues. Our subsequent sessions focused on regaining control of my fertility and creating a healthier environment. But it also became something much more than that. Aimee taught me how to view my body and my fertility as something to be loved, honored, and nourished. Several months later, I went through my 4th miscarriage, which was the most advanced of the 4. Aimee knew intuitively that while her program made a marked difference, I needed to couple it with a more Western-based approach. She connected me with Dr. Jeffrey Braverman, a reproductive doctor who specializes in autoimmune disorders. After extensive testing, Dr. Braverman narrowed in on the cause: high natural killer cells, low Treg cells, undetected endometriosis. In the months to follow, I adhered to both protocols, Aimee's and Dr. Braverman's. And after 2 failed IVFs, I got pregnant naturally 4 months later. I am now 24 weeks pregnant. My first trimester involved a medicinal cocktail of prednisone, Lovenox, Neupogen, baby aspirin, intralipids, and close guidance and support from Aimee. Now nearing my 3rd trimester, Aimee is one of my primary reasons behind my successful pregnancy. She listened to me, she fought for me, she believed in me. Throughout this entire journey, Aimee has not only helped me heal my body, but has continued to lift my spirits with her loving and beautiful soul. And for that, I am deeply grateful. This little guy's probably 5 at this point. I cannot express the gratitude I have for Aimee Raupp and her team. They are angels on earth. I happened to come across her book as recommended from another fertility group that I participate in. I could not put down Yes You Can Get Pregnant. Then I got my hands on Body Belief. Both have ministered to my mind, body, and soul. I have learned so much about diet, emotions, and myself. I am waiting for our rainbow baby, and I know one day it will come when I hold our baby in my arms, and I truly believe it will be because of the guidance I've received from Aimee's books and the monthly membership that she offers. The ladies in the group are phenomenal. We are like family, always supportive. I honestly never ever want to leave the group even after that sweet baby is birthed. I highly recommend Aimee and all that she does. You won't regret it. Here's one of my COVID girls. 38 weeks pregnant. I often pause and reflect back on the long journey it took me to get here. Aimee is an integral part of my journey. Without her, the path would have been 100 times harder. She kept me optimistic, excited, and full of anticipation for the blessings to come. I always left her feeling emotionally and spiritually renewed. I feel so very fortunate to have had Aimee by my side, not only coaching me, but also lifting me. And this is from, many of you guys know Spencer Brassard. She is a fertility coach too, a fertility mindset coach. She's a brilliant, brilliant woman. Deciding to finally reach out and work with Aimee, so we coached, was one of the smartest decisions I made on my fertility journey, which eventually led me to a healthy baby boy. She directed all of the pent up guilt I had acquired on the fertility journey about what I shouldn't eat, and instead helped me focus on what really mattered, which was making conscious choices, both physically and mentally, that would make me feel good every day, not just so that I could get pregnant. Deciding to trust and surrender to her guidance made me feel like I had someone on my side. She doesn't make you feel like a patient. She sees you as a friend and a person who has been through a lot. And I felt seen and heard, which is so needed when trying to conceive. She is so easy to work with and smart as hell. I highly recommend hiring her to walk you and relieve you from feeling like you have to do all of this on your own. Um, Aimee was an essential part of my pregnancy journey, from helping to normalize any and all emotions that came up to recommending the right supplements, from deeply relaxing sessions to discussing nutrition. She inspires confidence, surrender, and joy in what can be a very overwhelming process. This one's nice too. A lot of these girls now I coach with them. Most of my clinic patients are also in the e-course. We kind of fold it in, or they get a deep discount to join the e-course. And so, and then a lot of them, this was the middle of COVID. So we weren't being able to see each other for acupuncture sessions. So a lot of this became, we were doing virtual sessions. I cannot say enough about how incredible it has been to work with Aimee. She has helped me improve. Both these previous girls, by the way, are in their 30s, and we're just actively, actually the last 5 girls, all in their 30s, actively just trying to conceive their first child, and naturally. But you'll see there's a lot of IVF stories, and there's all sorts of stories in here. I cannot say enough about how incredible it has been to work with Aimee. She has helped me improve my physical, emotional, and spiritual health, and to get and stay pregnant naturally after 2 years of trying to conceive. Yes, Aimee's work helped me get pregnant naturally 1 month before I was scheduled to begin IVF. I started reading Yes You Can Get Pregnant, which was recommended to me by my health coach, and I have been hooked on following Aimee's guidance and advice ever since. After taking advantage of some of her amazing online resources and reading Body Belief, I decided I had to work with her individually. Her virtual coaching and in-person acupuncture are both so valuable. There is truly no one like her. I've worked with many wonderful healers, several other acupuncturists, chiropractors, functional docs, nurse practitioners, coaches, therapists, etc., and Aimee is unique. She has an ability to make you feel heard, at ease, and supported while encouraging growth in so many ways. While Aimee consistently provides guidance, she has never pushed me to do something I'm not comfortable with or that doesn't work for me. For example, she always supported my diet choices when we collectively decided that further restricting my diet was not the best choice for me. Aimee is a gifted scientist with the mind of a detective, while also possessing an authentic understanding of Chinese medicine and herbs, as well as cognitive, behavioral, and spiritual health. She is truly dedicated to helping, extremely responsive, and generous with her time. And she has had ideas and perspectives that no one else had been able to come up with after years of seeking treatment, including several reproductive endocrinologists and functional medicine specialists. I feel so fortunate to have Aimee in my life, and I can't thank her enough. How are we doing, guys? Anybody resonating with these things? Let's see what's going on over here. You guys are sweet. I'm looking so fresh. Yes, I showered. I can't get the egg videos. Have they been taken down? I'm not sure. That's a good question for Beth. Are the egg videos down? We said we were taking them down on Monday, so that might be up to Beth. Are you guys enjoying these testimonials? Should I keep going? I don't want to bore you. These are some more virtual coaching clients. I was struggling to get pregnant with my second child after having the first at 39 years old via IVF. At 41, I was diagnosed with low ovarian reserve and poor egg quality. After 5 failed IVF cycles, I knew I had to do something different if I wanted to see results. I purchased Aimee's book, Yes You Can Get Pregnant, which led me to contacting her team and purchasing her e-course. In addition, I had a few private sessions with her colleague, Michelle Clifford, who just joined. After a few months of following their advice and the e-course, at 42 years old, I got pregnant naturally. I enjoyed my sessions with Michelle. Her warm energy and advice was comforting and honest. Because it's impossible to say exactly why, I truly believe that the whole program prepared my mind and body for pregnancy. The emotional aspect of the program also helped to shift my intentions and remove fears that I was holding deep and never addressed. I believe that both Aimee and Michelle have a unique and holistic approach to pregnancy, which is what is missing in today's traditional Western fertility practices. Um, I joined group coaching program. I joined the group with Aimee and Michelle without knowing what to expect, but hoping to get some answers and support on my fertility journey. This experience was more supportive than I could have imagined. Both Michelle and Aimee are committed to figuring out things and look at a person holistically. So this is about our group coaching program that Michelle and I run together, which the October one is already filled up if you go to aimeeraupp.com/yes, but we are filling up the November one. So if you want to get in on the November one, already 5 slots are filled. So there's only 3 slots left even for November. So this is what these last couple testimonials are talking about. It's about this group coaching program. If you want to know more about it, just go to aimeeraupp.com/yes and you can see what it entails. You get the e-course with the purchase. So both Aimee and Michelle are committed to figuring things out and look at a person holistically. I felt cared for, understood, and completely supported. I would highly recommend this experience to anyone on their fertility journey wanting to feel seen and heard. You cannot put a price on someone who is willing to hear about your struggles and symptoms and who will help you find solutions that just make sense. I am following the body belief diet and my long-standing digestive issues are starting to heal and I'm getting better sleep. I have complete trust that these changes will allow me to support a pregnancy to term. I feel coaching for what it is amazing. It allows Aimee's clients to get a more personalized look into what is really working and not working when it comes to their health fertility issues. As for the group coaching, I loved it. Aimee is definitely right when it comes to the statistic of women being more likely to conceive while participating in group settings. I was able to not only express my issues with Aimee and Michelle, but I was able to open up to women I have never met before and express myself in a vulnerable way. It's very healthy to do this because it makes us honest to ourselves so we can make that honest choice to follow through. I do wish I had more time to talk about things with Aimee in the group setting, or maybe there can be 3 instead of 2 times to talk to Michelle. I feel like the group coaching is also a great start to coaching one-on-one in the future with Aimee or Michelle. And this client is actually doing more coaching and we'll start actively trying to conceive, I think, in the fall. These are some e-course specific testimonials, which there's a lot of them. let's see how we go. This e-course is exactly what I need right now. When I emailed you the other day, I was feeling really bad about cheating, and I was also really battling those annoying negative thoughts that creep in. I listened to the intro and the roadmap yesterday. These are the modules in the e-course. And you had me in tears, and I was just so comforted by all the things you talked about. I really needed to hear how you are going to help rewire my brain so I don't have those negative thoughts. It was such a real moment for me. Then this morning, I read the emotional chapter of the book, and I just want to say that when I read the book a year and a half ago, the book didn't resonate with me. I think I was so hurt and angry and broken. But when I read it this morning, something really clicked, which with bringing joy, gratitude, confidence, and acceptance into your daily life and learning how to let it go. I've been working really hard on this, and I'm not as angry anymore, but I still need to work fear, worry, and confidence. This woman went on to have a child at 44. I can't remember. I think via IVF. I can't remember. I'd have to look at her chart or notes. I'm a Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course student, and I'm thrilled to share that I got pregnant naturally a month before my 43rd birthday. At the moment, I am almost 15 weeks pregnant and have been cautiously optimistic because we lost our last pregnancy due to chromosomal abnormalities, and there have been complications since then. While on a break from IVF after a failed transfer in August 2016, I did a one-on-one consult with Aimee in October and implemented all her recommendations from our private session, as well as what she teaches in the Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course. We were prepping for our last embryo transfer scheduled for March, and I was feeling so good and healthy that my husband and I decided to try naturally. We got pregnant naturally on our 2nd month of trying. We never needed the IVF transfer. It's been very exciting but scary. We are still waiting for some more genetic testing, but so far so good. I just wanted to give you all some hope and let you know that yes, you can get pregnant naturally at 43. I feel so blessed to have this opportunity. I'm very thankful for Aimee and her wisdom, love, and support, which I know has gotten me on this path, one that I never thought I would experience, let alone naturally. So this is a great story too. So she carried that baby to term, and then they transferred the embryo that they had on ice. They were planning to transfer at 43, I think like last year. So now she has two kids, and she's I think 46. um, well, I finally finished the last module, and I did all my homework for the course. Yay! I absolutely love the wealth of information and inspiration that Aimee has provided. This course was just what I needed to have faith in my body again. After having three miscarriages not too far apart, I began losing hope that I'd be a mother. I've been following Aimee's recommendations and have been on the fertility boosting diet since July 2015. Um, I noticed physical improvements soon after I made dietary changes and started taking the recommended supplements. Physically, I've never felt better, but where I struggled is emotionally. This course and this group have really helped me to face some emotional blockages that have been holding me back from living a life full of love and happiness. I've also been reading up again on the law of attraction and have been reminded how powerful our thoughts and actions really are. Thank you, Aimee, and everyone for the support and feedback. I have faith in my body, mind, and spirit once again. I am excited and nervous to say that I am pregnant. I haven't exactly been following the diet to a T, and I haven't been doing acupuncture. I have been doing the supplements and the mindfulness and the hot water bottles and castor oil when I can. So very lax with some of it, but I kept the fundamentals in place. I tested early and honestly didn't think it would be positive because of the fact that I thought I was maybe having a UTI. I had random sharp pains over the last few days. I was trying to rule out pregnancy before I called the doctor, but when two lines appeared before the 3-minute window, I wasn't supposed to test until Thursday. I knew this was it. I'm having a baby. This is my time. We honestly have been trying to adopt. Our name and information is with a company, and we were ready and approved for adoption. We got a call 2 weeks ago about a birth mother, and then she chose another family because my husband reminded her of an ex. Oh my God. God is good to us, and He knows my true heart's desire. I even told my husband this month, I know we are adopting, but I would love to have your baby. I just wanted to let you know that you have had an impact on my life in this pregnancy. So much for being told I have blocked tubes, endo, PCS, etc. Where there is a will, there is a way. Thank you so much. Um, The Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course has changed my life, going well beyond my initial fertility focus. The most profound change has been the relationship I have with myself, and this has had a marked effect on all my other relationships. Thanks to Aimee's teaching, I am better able to handle my life's challenges, fertility or otherwise, and I love the way I can refer back to the e-course modules at any time. The Yes You Can Get Pregnant Facebook community is a constant source of love, support, and inspiration, a truly special place. Nothing like I've witnessed or experienced before. I'm living my life with renewed faith, ease, and peace. Ease and peace. And this is Alexandra, who I went live with. She wrote this last year, August 2019. She got pregnant October 2019 with the baby boy that she gave birth to just recently. What I have learned on this fertility journey has been eye-opening and life-changing, and I owe all that to Aimee for opening my path to renewing my own health. I found Aimee after feeling like a fertility failure. Talking with her brought the light back in my hope. Although I was hesitant to change my diet and lifestyle, Aimee showed me how possible it was, and now I would never go back. My health began to shift and improve. I felt better, connected to myself, and started to know what was best for me. Aimee's knowledge on women's health and specifically fertility is invaluable. She truly is an expert because she is right there with us, learning from our individual challenges and sharing what she's learned and what works. Aimee puts her whole heart and effort into guiding her e-course girls. She celebrates and cries right along with us, and she has my back through the whole journey. My big takeaways from Aimee's guidance has been how to speak to myself in a healing, loving way, that every body is different, and I know how to listen to my body to know what foods support me and my health, and most importantly, to trust where I am and that things are always working out for me. My girls, they're so special. These are long ones. Let me just see. Here's a good one. Before I read Aimee's book, Yes, You Can Get Pregnant, I spent years feeling lost, hopeless, and alone in my journey. Working with Aimee, the e-course, and being part of the online support group changed all of that. At first, I hesitated to make the investment in the e-course because I felt I had already done so much and spent so much money without results. But Aimee was the only one talking about how to stay pregnant, even into your 40s, and I wanted to learn more. Plus, I realized that the e-course covers physical health, emotional health, and spiritual health all in one place and goes much further in depth beyond Aimee's book or any other fertility book for that matter. When I joined the e-course, I felt like I could finally relax and stop feeling so desperate because I had all the information I needed and could stop searching. I also had access to Aimee's expertise every week in the Always Inspiring office hours, which is where I go live every week and talk to you guys in the group, where you can ask Aimee any and all of your questions. She believed in me and helped me believe in myself again. Aimee had advice that none of the 8 fertility doctors or any of the other practitioners I worked with had given me. My reasons for struggling with getting and staying pregnant finally made sense, beyond just bad luck or something I was doing wrong. Through the e-course, I learned about optimizing my whole health, including egg health with nutrition, what tests to get, hormone health. I reconnected to my body, got my power back, learned how to manage stress, worked through fear, grief, found hope, trust, and faith. The best part is that everything I learned in the e-course applies to life in general and not just fertility. So it was an investment in myself as a whole person, a woman, and a mother. Another transformative part in my fertility journey was no longer feeling alone. So we don't have a name on this one, but I love it. Another transformative part in my fertility journey was no longer feeling alone. Oh no, this is all Kathy's. Okay. Another transformative part in my fertility journey was no longer feeling alone because not only did I have Aimee's support, but through joining the e-course, I became part of the Yes You Can Get Pregnant online support group. The women in the Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course support group understand what you're going through, and it was so reassuring to find women who had had similar experiences. Believing in and supporting other women in the Yes group helped me to believe more in myself and not give up on my dream. Through group members, milestones, and successes, I had continuous sources of inspiration that helped me to keep going. If it had not been for Aimee and the women of that group providing me with so much love, support, and friendship throughout my fertility journey, I would not have been able to keep moving forward to achieve my dream of getting and staying pregnant. This is Kathy, who I went live with yesterday, right? Sunday, who has baby Cole now. He's 6 months old. So she wrote this. Gosh, I think she got pregnant soon after writing this as well. Let's see. These are amazing. From 2013 until early 2018, I was a shadow of myself. For 5 years of heartbreak, grief, and straight up medical neglect. I gave birth to my daughter in 2012, and in an effort for a second baby, had 4 consecutive and unexplained miscarriages. I began working with Dr. Braverman. He diagnosed me with endometriosis and PCOS as a result of inflammation levels over the 90th percentile. He said I need to give up gluten and suggested I seek advice from Aimee Raupp, a trusted friend and a women's health expert. I purchased her book, Body Belief. I read it in one sitting. Once I finished it, I went back and reread it. When I put pen to paper in the red flag section of the book, I was staggered to see that I had 42 red flag symptoms of autoimmunity. I had 42 symptoms and about as many doctors' reports saying I was healthy. In my heart, I knew that I was finally finding the answers I needed for years. I began following her on Facebook and tuning in every week on her live videos. I signed up for a free consult with Aimee and felt so connected to her. She recommended I dive into the plan outlined in the book and assured me that I was not broken and I could heal. So that's exactly what I did. The first 2 weeks on the diet were absolute hell. I was dizzy, irritable, starving, and had a constant headache. But then the fog lifted. All of a sudden, I felt incredible. I felt lighter, more energetic, clear-minded, grounded. My grief, anxiety, and depression began to subside. I began to feel alive again for the first time in years. Several months after beginning the Body Belief lifestyle, I was lucky enough to win a scholarship to Aimee's Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course. I was absolutely elated and felt everything was starting to shift in my favor. The e-course includes access to educational modules, which includes ways to shift your fertility on every level, mindset, diet, lifestyle, and even addresses things like household cleaners and beauty products. I've now completed all the modules 4 times and still find value in the teachings. In addition to the modules, you have access to a private Facebook support group. I expected to find a community focused mainly on diet. However, what I found was a community that has completely changed my life. Each week we post questions and Aimee goes live to answer them. The questions range from what's an optimal vitamin D level to how do I shift the belief that I don't deserve a baby. The women in the group have formed a fierce bond in which we hold each other up, pray for each other, cry with each other, manifest each other's dreams. Women from all across the globe have formed, I've never read this one before. It's so pretty. Women from all across the globe have formed this sisterhood, and support has truly shifted my view of the world. Aimee leads us in meditation, cheers for us, goes to bat for us, and reminds us that we are wise, powerful, and capable. After about a year of working with Aimee, I began feeling confident enough to try again. Aimee agreed that I was ready and encouraged me to believe in my body's ability. She reminded me that everything had shifted and every cell in my body was entirely new. 3 months later, I'm 7 weeks pregnant and everything looks perfect so far. Aimee and her team and the community of women have been my cheerleaders, my support system, and the voices in my head at 2 a.m. every morning whispering, all is well. You are doing everything right. To say that Aimee has changed my life is an understatement, a vast proportion. I cannot recommend her program enough and pray that all women on this lonely journey find the peace I have through Aimee's work. And so that's Laura, who she wrote this last year, and she gave birth to Isla, so she carried that baby to term, which is amazing. Um, uh, this was, I think we put this in, this is like an email, but I put this in because it's a beautiful testimonial from one of the girls in the group. Hi, Aimee. I just wanted to thank you again for being there. I got my period this month and my cycle was short, 24 days, and the flow was medium and I was feeling discouraged. I listened to Office Hours this afternoon and I feel like your words helped me get centered again and to keep me looking forward. You said in the beginning that if we showed up for ourselves, that you would show up for us, and you have. Whenever I have those days where I start to question this journey, I listen to Office Hours and reach out to the girls, and it brings me back on track. I'm not alone. These days are normal, and I'll be back on focus very soon. And in the meantime, there is a beautiful community of ladies who show me we all can do this. Thank you for bringing us together. I believe, and I thank God that you are there believing for me. Oh, so sweet. Oh my God, this is so getting me. Some of these I haven't read. We collected them and then they're like in this doc that we pull from for emails and things like that. So I haven't read some of these. And of course, I'm not sharing all their names, but I know these women. What do I think of electric acupuncture? Yeah, it can be really useful. I'll use it, if someone has cysts or is, polycystic and they're not ovulating. Yeah, it just depends on the case, but yeah, I use it. I highly recommend the Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course. The course itself is a treasure trove of all the information you need to know to create the conditions for an optimal pregnancy. In addition to the course itself, the Facebook group and weekly office hours with Aimee are incredibly valuable. Even when I can't make it to the live office hours, I always look forward to watching the replay. Aimee is both straightforwardly honest and positively encouraging. She is so knowledgeable about the latest in health and wellness and truly walks the path of modeling self-care. It's an inspiration to connect with her every week. Since joining the course several months ago, I've had significant positive changes to my menstrual cycle and my overall health. I'm so grateful for Aimee and her team. And I need to reach out to this woman because I haven't heard from her in a while. Hi, guys. I'm getting emotional. I want to see what's going on Facebook. Anybody have any questions? We're all doing okay. Yeah, the egg videos are still up through tonight, says Beth. So aimeeraupp.com/egg course. Male factor testimonials. Yeah, let me find some. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Wait, I don't know what just happened. What about marine collagen versus bovine? You have really given me so much over the last few days. Thank you. Oh, you are so welcome, Mrs. Livia Rose. Yes, you can do that. I think it's pretty equally effective if you're not into animal products. I think then it's a good choice. If you are into animal products, then I would do the bovine over the marine, but I think it's fine. Um, you are so special. Thank you, Camila. Love you. Love all. I love you, Karen. Thank you for all the expertise and love you share with us. I've just signed up for the course support group and I'm scheduled to meet with Michelle. I'm excited about it. All right. Well, we're excited to have you a day. So I'm going to see you in the group. I was recently diagnosed with COVID. Do you have any thoughts about how the virus might affect fertility? It's a virus. I'd let it run its course. So I would skip trying that month, but then I think you can get right back on track. We'll help you with that too. Everything we do is really going to help you optimize so you'll heal. Is the e-course only offered once per year? I bought your book and it hasn't made it to my house yet. Yes, it's only offered once per year. So it's right now. Tonight is the last, 3 hours left to sign up for it. So yeah, it's only once a year. Someone asked about male factor. I know I have some male factor in here. Let me see if I can find a client that this one had male factor. I love being part of the group. The group is small enough that it's intimate and we all get to know each other's journeys. I found that I looked forward to the coaching calls and spent time working on my emotional self in between. I especially loved the one-on-one time with Aimee. So this woman coached with me privately. So she did what we call the master level, which is unfortunately sold out right now. But she's an amazing listener, and the way she remembers things I share with her shows me how much she cares about me personally. We talk about things from childhood to marriage to all my fears about more miscarriages. Um, well, she doesn't talk about male factor, but we worked on male factor here. Let me see if anybody talks about the male factor somewhere in here. Um, but what I can say to that is we treat a lot of male factor in the course. Like it'll come up in office hours where I'll be like, has sperm been checked? What's going on with sperm? And then I have resources for you. You know, we have the Healthy Daddy Diet that goes along with the Yes You Can Get Pregnant book. We also have, I just did a whole new video series on sperm health, which you can find on YouTube. But so a lot of times it comes up and I'll make tweaks and I'll tell the, what the, usually it's the women in the e-course support group, and I'll tell her what she should do, make sure to have them on X, Y, and Z. If I'm doing one-on-one coaching with you, or you're in the group coaching, or you're coaching with one of my associates, a lot of times, I'm seeing names on here. I'm not going to name their names because I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. But like I see like 6 women on here right now where when I coach with them one-on-one, at least one of those sessions, the partner came on for, and I sat with them and made tweaks to them. And even like Marissa and I, we went live a couple days ago and talked about how Joe, her husband, I can use those names because she was public about it. We did a half a session together and it was great. We just worked through a lot of his fears. And of course, and then they had him on, he was on a diet with her. He was on the supplements with her, and we worked on the male factor together. So, a lot of these testimonials are from the women themselves, but to just say, it's from all of them. Here's another woman that I helped her husband with quality issues too. Aimee's help and our group helped me move from fear, anxiety, and grief to joy, hope, and gratitude. When I joined the group, I wouldn't ever have thought that was possible. I'm now in a place where I'm taking care of myself and getting myself ready for whatever God has planned. I'm also grateful that I have the support as I continue on this journey, so that when I have questions, am struggling, or want to share a big or small victory, I know where to go. She went on to she has a 6-month-old right now, this one. I love being part of Aimee's coaching program. The group was, I already read that one, sorry. Aimee has created a program filled with authenticity, safety, sophistication, and practicality. Her coaching approach and easy to use tools allowed me to jump into this fertility journey with more ease and open-mindedness than I thought possible. I found my own voice for myself in this process while feeling supported and guided. Aimee is not just an experienced expert, she is real, honest, approachable, and funny. Thank you, Aimee, for helping me get to a place where fertility seems possible and pleasurable. Don't want to get caught in the numbers, but if I was to retest AMH, is there a recommended time in your cycle? Not that I know of. I think it can be tested at any point. Do you have any clients that have gotten pregnant at 45? I do. So Courtney Gibson, who I went live with, she herself, Marissa was 40, I think 43, turned 44. Oh, Kathy, who I also went live with, she got pregnant, I think 44, turning 45. So I think she was 45 when she gave birth. Yeah, there's more girls in the group for certain that, and I can think of a handful of girls in my clinic as well. The eldest natural pregnancy in my clinic is 46, and the eldest woman who used her own eggs with IVF is 47. And then I have a 48-year-old right now who is banking embryos, but she's not yet pregnant, so I wouldn't. But she's banking embryos at 48, which is pretty awesome. I mean, I was in a bad place emotionally, physically, from 2 miscarriages and 3 failed IVFs before I finally found Aimee. While my RE wanted to keep doing more IVF cycles despite the fact that they weren't working, Aimee took a more loving approach of actually listening and helping me become more attuned to myself. When my doctors told me there was nothing I could do for my low AMH or diminished ovarian reserve or autoimmune issues, Aimee assured me that I was more than just a number and showed me how to eat right, take care of my body, mind, therefore becoming healthier and more fertile. My AMH has gone up by a half a point. My FSH has gone down by 4 points. Um, sorry, then it's the next sentence, it just doesn't make sense. But this journey can be such a struggle, and working with Aimee gave me the tools and the support I needed to get through it. Although there have been many ups and downs, and while we're still on the road to becoming parents, I give so much credit to Aimee and her team for helping me become the stronger woman I am today. Um, just before I discovered Aimee, I had had a fibroid surgery. As my body was healing, my menstrual cycles were still irregular. I've always been proactive in taking care of my health, but I was really at a loss. Then I discovered Aimee's book, Yes, You Can Get Pregnant, and it changed my life. I began implementing her recommendations, and my body began to feel like it was coming to balance again. Joint pain, circles under my eyes, hair loss, irregular cycles, all these issues began to disappear. And shortly after implementing Aimee's dietary recommendations, my cycles became regular. I followed her moderate supplement regime and the delicious, easy to maintain dietary program. Because I had experienced such stellar results from Aimee's book, I decided to enroll in the Yes, You Can Get Pregnant e-course. I love this online course. Just when I think I've heard all that it is, just when I've heard it all, Aimee will totally surprise me with her fertility factor data I've never heard of. It's because Aimee is at the forefront and the cutting edge of women's health and fertility. Aimee knows the science. It's really fascinating listening to her talk about women's health and fertility. Each week in our Facebook group sessions with her, I always come away feeling so empowered and optimistic about my journey to becoming a mother. I also enrolled in the Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course because I wanted to have ongoing, consistent access to Aimee and her wisdom. I'm so grateful that each week I get to log into our private group with the other women and we can ask her anything. This is invaluable. It's like having my own personal fertility coach. To have access to Aimee and the support of her team, and other women is incredible. It's truly a gold mine. What I also love about Aimee is that she has a very comprehensive approach to women's health and fertility. She takes into account our mental, spiritual, and emotional health and well-being. Whenever I would visit my RE, they only addressed my fertility from a very narrow perspective and never took into account other health factors that may be affecting my fertility. With Aimee and her team, I feel like all of me is seen, respected, and honored, and no stone is left unturned. And I never walk away feeling broken or hopeless. On the contrary, Aimee's words and wisdom leave me feeling wiser, smarter, and more empowered about my overall health. And that was one woman. Then this one is the Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course and community is amazing. All of us women love and support each other. The fertility journey can be so isolating, uncertain, and lonely. With the amazing support of Aimee and her group and our group, I feel like more often than not, I'm actually excited and enjoying the journey to motherhood. And this woman actually got pregnant recently. Let's see. I do have even more. Let me see. I want to find. I enrolled in the Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course after struggling to get pregnant and being diagnosed with fibroids. Following the advice of my OBGYN, we tried using ovulation strips and timed intercourse, which was not only ineffective, but it sucked the joy and the fun out of getting pregnant. I was feeling disconnected emotionally from my husband and even worse, my own spirit. I began making the lifestyle changes that Aimee recommends and started investing in my own health and self-care. I started trusting my own inner wisdom and believing in my body again. When I would see positive pregnancy tests on the Yes You Can Get Pregnant secret Facebook group, I would imagine one day it being my own. I started to recognize what in alignment meant for me in various areas of my life and realized that regardless of pregnancy, I did want to make changes not only for raising children, but for my own personal health and lifestyle. This shift in thinking helped relieve some of the pressure I was putting on myself and move the focus from getting pregnant to simply living the life I want to live. And I'm thrilled to say that I got pregnant 3 months into this program. We just heard the heartbeat today and are praying for a healthy baby. Let's see. I would like to send a huge thank you for your amazing book. Age 39, after 7 months of trying to get pregnant, I went to my GP. Let's see. My FSH was a 14, and I was told to keep trying, but all indications were that menopause was fast approaching. I was told the best bet was to do IVF. Thanks to your book, I stayed positive, reread the affirmations, didn't get hung up on my FSH score. I kept going on my daily dose of bone broth, spirulina, and maca. When I returned to my GP for a retest and discussion on next steps 2 weeks later, I happily reported a positive pregnancy test result. I was told that it was terrifyingly early to get excited, but I was ecstatic. We now have a healthy, happy 7-month-old boy called Hugh. He was born emergency C-section. Thank you so much for helping us create our little family. I really believe in your philosophy and still follow the lifestyle adaptations now. I truly believe it makes a difference, and I feel so grateful for discovering you and your book and finding the strength and positivity to bring our son into this world. Let's see. Some of these are much longer ones. Some of them are repeats. This is a great one. It's a little long. After several failed IVFs resulting in 0 genetically normal embryos, I dived wholeheartedly into the Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course. And I'm proud to say that we just had another IVF cycle and got our first healthy embryo. I am so grateful for Aimee for all her guidance. She encouraged me to really focus the emotional piece of the program, which has really helped me to heal wounds from the past, which I didn't even realize were blocking my fertility. I've also cleaned up my diet and have learned how to really love myself, and I'm physically feeling better than ever. In fact, my recurring migraines have not returned in months. It's been a long journey and continues to be one, but finding people like Aimee along the way who know their shit and help you believe in yourself again makes it a lot more positive. Then, I don't know, about 6 months later, I get this email. Not sure if you remember me, but I was in your e-course, and I haven't been very present in a while. Here's an update. After our wedding, right? So she goes on to remind me of her story. So I finally get the normals thanks to your program. So she got 2 PGS normals after several failed IVF cycles and no normals. And she was in her 30s. She wasn't, in her 40s at this point. Finally, by October 2018, we did our first transfer with one of our PGS normal embryos. Unfortunately, ended in a big BFN. I hit rock bottom's basement for a few weeks in the fall and then somehow dug my way out for the holidays, finding solace and relief in exercise and committing to a life of joy over suffering. Exactly what you taught me. Basically, I stopped caring about winning at fertility and cared more about winning at life. At the same time, my husband, who is a plaintiff's attorney, was in the trial of his life 2 hours away for 6 weeks. We barely saw each other, and while he fought relentlessly for his clients, in the end, the jury only awarded his clients a meager amount for their losses. We were heartbroken. We celebrated the holidays with families. Poor connection. What's going on? Okay, hi. We celebrated the holiday with family, and on January 7th, 2019, 2 years to the date from my first pregnancy, which ended in a miscarriage, I discovered those 2 lines on a pregnancy test. A few days later, blood tests reveal HCG was 807. I am now almost 23 weeks pregnant with a healthy baby girl. Genetic tests at 13 weeks were great. Anatomy scan last week was great. Anyway, just wanted to update you since you were such a big part of my journey, and I want to tell you how grateful I am. Let's see. Aimee truly believes in the ability of the female body to get pregnant. She focuses on what's going right and how she can upgrade your health to optimize your fertility. After doing Aimee's program, I not only had a better understanding of my own fertile body, but I was in the healthiest, happiest shape possible, and most importantly, I was hopeful about the outcome while trying to conceive. That woman now has 2 children. Here's a good one, I think, Erin. I started to try to conceive shortly after my 38th birthday. It was discovered shortly thereafter I would need surgery to remove some pretty big fibroids. After a few surgeries, 6 IUIs, 6 IVFs, 4 miscarriages, and a lot of needles, at 44, I conceived using my own eggs and delivered a beautiful, healthy baby girl. Aimee kept me and my husband on track in all aspects of our lives, physically, mentally, emotionally. By following all of Aimee's advice, I not only became healthier, stronger, and more aware of my body, I was also producing more and healthier eggs at 44 than I was at 38 when I began the process. She now has 2 children from that cycle. All right. Some of these are now starting to be repetitive. I'm just seeing if there's any ones that jump out that I should share. Okay. All right, guys. And now it's 9:15. I've been on for like an hour. So, sipping some liver support juice with bone broth. Go, Lori. All right, guys. So let's see. I want to join. What's the process? I'm gearing up for my 3rd IVF. So just message us go to aimeeraupp.com/yes. But you can message us because if the payment plans on there don't work for you, we also introduced a 7 and a 10 pay plan. But yay, I'm excited to have you join. Your egg health videos were so informative. I got so many things. Does ovulation cramping mean anything? Depends on how intense. Like if it's just kind of mild, not that big of a deal. Super intense and painful, maybe you develop some cysts, or I would recommend castor oil packs. So pregnant at 45, I do. And then let's see, Facebook over here. Let's see, any other questions? What about if you were older women? Can this course help? Well, I don't know if you heard me say, but like we definitely have 44, 45, 46-year-olds who have gotten pregnant naturally, and 47 with IVF, and also mid to late 40s with IVF as well, using their own eggs. We've had women use donor too. I mean, but absolutely. And remember this too, even if you use donor, you still need to create a hospitable environment for that embryo to grow and develop. So what I do still really helps with that. Oh, Steph, you're so cute. Thank you. Amazing work. Oh, Tracy, how are you? It sounds like Lee, last cycle, 21 eggs and no embryos. I just signed up for the e-course. Erin, we're excited. Yay. All right, guys. So let's see. Don't want to get caught. Oh, yeah, I already read that one. Okay, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. What if my period is just spotting, but lining is thickening? It's not fully shedding. What should I do? Castor oil packs, acupuncture, Chinese herbs. Those will make a big difference. All right, guys, I'm going to hang up because I've spent a lot of time in front of these screens the last couple of days. I love all of you. If you want to join the e-course, you got 3 hours left to do it. AimeeRaupp.com/yes. If you need more payment plans than what's on the page, message us. We have a 7 payment plan option, and we also just introduced a 10 payment plan option. The master level is sold out. The group is sold out for October. We're taking spots for November right now, and that's already more than, I think, 80% sold out. So keep in mind. But we welcome you. I can't wait to see you in office hours this week. They'll happen at Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Be there, be square. Hope to see you guys there. And yeah, no matter what, I hope you got a lot out of all these stories of hope that we've shared the last week, and these testimonials and my book. And I just hope you have hope and inspiration on this path. And may you always believe in your body and its ability to get and stay pregnant. Love you guys. I'm signing off.